Well, hello there, young Mugwog. This is Father Christmas. You'll have to forgive the late arrival of your package of goodies. It is not due to ineptitude on my part, but rather to my steadfast commitment to the rules of the game. Initially, I had a great deal of difficulty deciding what to get you for Christmas. Admittedly, I don't spend a great deal of time on the board, nor did I recall ever interacting with you online. But after digging into some old posts, one theme that emerged for me was your love of comedy. In more than one post you made reference to your work and hopefully your bright future as a comedic performer. Well, with that in mind, I decided to give you a couple of books and films which have made me laugh over the years. Unfortunately, in order to do that, I'd had to have spent much more than $20, and that would have violated the spirit of the game. So I purchased used items, and unfortunately, two of the vendors were well behind their promised delivery schedule. Hence, this late gift. But hopefully it gets to you in time for your Martin Luther King Day celebrations. So first up, we have Me Talk Pretty One Day by David Sedaris. Hardly an unconventional choice. Chances are you probably already own this one. But when I think about books that made me laugh, this one always comes to mind. I first read it at LAX, waiting for a flight, and I could not stop myself from wild fits of loud, embarrassing laughter in the middle of a crowded terminal, so perhaps you will have a similar experience. If you already have it, you can re-gift it. Since you mentioned that you are an actor, I thought something theatrical might be fun. So next we have Christopher Durang Explains It All for You, a collection of some of his funniest and most popular plays, the best of which may be Sister Mary Ignatius Explains It All for You, his biting and angry takedown of Catholic dogma. I think the somewhat absurdist tone of the play probably plays nicely into his views on Catholicism and theocracy in general. But what I love about this play and about most of his work is that no matter how political or didactic he gets, his plays are always funny and they never lose their inherent silliness and glee, something I think you might appreciate. And if you don't like that particular play, there's also one in there about a woman who keeps a porcupine in her vagina. So that's nice. Next, we have Eddie Izzard's Dressed to Kill. For my money, the best stand-up special ever. Although it's probably much more than just stand-up. It occupies some region in between comedy routine, monologue, theatrical experiment, and lecture. I think what I love most about his work, especially in this special, is the way in which he'll plant a tiny seed, a tiny germ of an idea, and then 20, 30 minutes later, long after you've forgotten all about it, that seed of an idea has sprouted into a whole new, fully formed concept that informs everything he's been saying the whole evening. Again, like with Christopher Durang, we have lots of big ideas here, but silliness is always abundant. Lastly, we have a film from America's sweetheart, Woody Allen. Annie Hall probably would have been an easier choice here. That film will be the one most people have seen, most people have liked, and which most people would recommend. But since I went that route with David Sedaris and with Eddie Izzard, I thought I'd pick something slightly more obscure for Woody Allen. Small Time Crooks is one of my favorite of his later films, of course because of his writing and direction. But after compiling this list, I was dismayed to find that it was a sausage fest, because I love funny women, and I hadn't included any of them. Luckily, Small Time Crooks has a couple of great female performances in it. The first, Tracy Ullman performs this amazing role as the crass, nouveau riche wife of Woody Allen. She's just so hilarious. And then the wonderful Elaine May almost steals the film from her as the daft, beyond belief cousin of Tracy Ullman's character. She's just sublime. In case you don't know her, she's most famous for her longtime comedy partnership with the film director Mike Nichols. But after seeing this performance, you may wish she does more acting in the future. Well, there you have it. I hope that you had a nice Christmas with your family and with Lea Salonga, I assume. And here's wishing you a happy Martin Luther King Day. Bye-bye.